The best news that could ever happen to Arsenal has just happened. The best fucking news that could happen to Arsenal has just happened. Injuries. You think I'm crazy? You think I'm new to this and I'm old for saying it? I'm not. I was taking my time to get to this point of saying, Arsenal, now you have to fucking wake up. That's the expletives done. I apologise if I've offended anyone today. I'm Ty Knight here for TK24 Sports. If you're new to the show, like, subscribe, and turn that notification on so you don't miss a show every time we upload. Let's get into this. So, injuries have ravaged this squad this season, which was supposed to be the coming of age of Mikel Arteta, finally winning the Premier League and laying to rest, finishing second, fifth, eighth. That's right. Second, fifth, 8, and 8. Now, some may argue and say that's not a bad return for someone who's a novice in a early managerial career, but I will say this: it's been poor planning. When you finish 8th, you may think, okay, is this person the right for the job? Then they finish 5th when they should have actually finished 4th in that time. Then they go on from 4th to finish 2nd. You think, okay, was that a blip? Was that a fluke? Then to finish 2nd and only minuscule away from winning the Premier League, you say, okay, we may have something here. What do we need to get over the line? And where many pundits and majority 99.9% of fans were saying, get a striker to get you over the line, and this is a time to do it. After what was going through a tremendous pain of years of hurt. Mikel Arteta, Edu, when he was there at the time, along with Josh Kroenke, who took over the pure operations from his dad, Stan Kroenke, had one thing to do: get a bona fide striker. And they failed at that. They failed at that in the summer, just gone. And now cast your mind forward now to January with the injury of Saka, then, of course, Jesus. Fans, pundits, dogs, cats, goldfishes were saying, Arsenal, you need to go out and sign a striker. All of January went by, and I came out with my video saying at the start, Arsenal are not going to find and buy a striker, let alone a winger. What happens? January window goes down. Arsenal go to Dubai after getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup to Newcastle. Kai Havertz, their only recognised forward player. I'm not going to say he's a midfielder. I'm not going to say he's a striker. This Arsenal's recognised forward player who was leading the line with, who's a top goal scorer this season, goes down with an hamstring injury, and he's out for the rest of the season. Arsenal now only have 3 forward front-thinking players, which is only Trossard, who's all out of all sorts. Then you've got Sterling, who is on loan from Chelsea, and then you've got 17-year-old Ethan Nwaneri. Bearing in mind that Martinelli also has gone down with a hamstring injury to add to the list of injuries to Jesus and Bukayo Saka. So the news of Havertz going down is beautiful news for Arsenal. It's beautiful news for Arsenal fans because now you're going to hold the owners, Arteta, accountable for the summer by saying, if you don't fucking fix the forward line this summer, fuck off. Now, it's a lot of swearing. It's a lot of anger. And I just say it in that way because you get to the point by how long you can support this club, support the manager that comes in, and you try and support the owners at hand as well by saying, you're doing well, but you need to fucking do more. Now, there's a lot of F's in this, I understand. I really do. But I'm sorry, it's needed. It gets to a point where you can shout and scream, but you've got to say how you really feel. Now, my point is this: Arsenal have to wake up. Now it's going to cost them even more than what it thought they was going to cost before. Partey's going to go. Tierney's off. And we know Jorginho's gone as well. So not only that, Arsenal need to find 2 central midfielders, 2 strikers, a right winger, and a left winger, as well as an attacking midfielder. That's a lot of players that need to come in, and only a few that's going out, with actually none, making any money. Zinchenko can go, you get about 20 million for him. Kivior can go, you're going to get 25 to 30 million for him, and you can get that. You can get that figure. You got Fabio Vieira that's going to come back in from on loan from Porto. So you can either reintegrate him back into the squad, or you try and sell him again for 25 million, 30 if you're lucky. If you're lucky, even at 25 if you're lucky, to be fair. But 25 million is his market value, so that's what Arsenal should go after and get. So that's 3 players that's going to be shipped out the door. You can get close to what's that, 45, 50, 60, 70 mil in, but you've got to spend at least £250 million to make this squad better, to make this team better. Raheem Sterling goes back to Chelsea, that's because he was on loan. Neto's going to go back to Bournemouth, and then you still need to go and buy another goalkeeper, a bona fide number 2. So this is the question. Is £250 million actually enough to help Arsenal next season for the 25-26 season? No. You actually need to spend 3 to 350. Now, thinking about it, 3 to 350 is what's going to be needed for Arsenal to spend. Spend that money to make Arsenal real contenders. This season, it's already a write-off. Mathematically, they're still in the chance for winning the Premier League and winning the chance for the Champions League. You may laugh at me when I say that I'm being stupid. No, I'm just being truthful. Mathematically, they are in the shot for the Premier League. Now, they play Leicester this Saturday at 12:30 kickoff. We'll see what's going to happen with the front line of a Martinelli, a Trossard, and an Ethan Nwaneri, and a misfiring of a Martin Odegaard. And we're going to get to Martin Odegaard a bit later on in the show. But if you're still watching, like, subscribe, turn that notification on so you don't miss a show every time we upload. So, I'm saying is this. Arsenal, you cannot fuck up any more than you have for January. Now, I get why you thought, actually, why go and buy someone if it's not the right person for us, for what we want? But the risk was always there. You didn't realise that Kai Havertz is not the recognised striker. So buying the striker now, which will then make it easier to go into the summer, and still buying another striker so you don't have the situation that you are in now. Now, what the emphasis is going to be is, even if you go all out and go and buy a Alexander Isak, let's just dream about it, okay? You go and buy an Isak, but who's the next striker coming in? That's going to be my question afterwards. You could buy Isak and people say, okay, yeah, is it too little, too late? But if you buy Isak, who's the second striker coming in? You need a right winger for Bukayo Saka because now he's gone down. The likelihood is he's going to be pulling hamstrings left, right, to centre next season. Who's going to be the left winger coming in? Because Trossard, you want to sign Trossard to a new contract, which is the reports coming out, which I think is a terrible move. You now got Martinelli, who's pulled his hamstring. He's been injured before with leg troubles. Who else is going to come in on that side? Martin Odegaard can't carry the weight on his shoulders for this team, even though he's a captain. Who else is going to come in as the attacking midfielder? Always Nwaneri going to get more minutes under his belt. Who's the 2 central midfielders that's going to come in and actually now help Declan Rice marshal this midfield and be a force? Arsenal have to spend money. They don't like spending money. I'm not saying the owners don't, because the owners have proven they already coughed at nearly £750 million to try and get this team competitive, and they have been competitive. So they're not afraid to do so, even though fans thinking that they don't care and they don't want to win trophies. They do want to win trophies. Get that out. Get that notion out of your head. They want to win trophies. Okay? But when you keep on spending a load of money and you're not getting no rewards for it, you start thinking, is this manager the right person for the job? You start thinking it. Then you got to decide, okay, do we back him one more time? And more than likely, I think this is going to be Mikel Arteta's last run at it. Next season, the 25-26 season, is going to be Mikel Arteta's last run at being the Arsenal manager. Because once they give him this close to £300 million, and I'm sure they're going to do close to £300 million in summer transfer spree, because they have to, it will be Mikel Arteta's last chance. If he fails at that, Mikel Arteta's out the door going into the 26 or 27 season. Believe me on that. I believe this is Mikel Arteta's last run at it. Now, what's your thoughts on what I've had to say? I'm sorry for a lot of swearing. If you watch my shows, which I hope you guys do, because a lot of you are watching actually when I say this, but not a lot of you are subscribing. I'm only 130, 140 away from the magic 1,000 subscribers. Just for the first 1,000 subscribers. Let's make this happen. Let's get this one over the line before Arsenal win a Premier League or before Arsenal sign a striker. I've got more chance of that happening than Arsenal signing the striker in the summer. But who do you want to come in as a right midfielder, the left winger, the attacking midfielder, the two central midfielders, the two strikers that Arsenal need, the goalkeeper that Arsenal need? And the scary thing is this, before I go, if Arsenal keep on going on this way, they will lose Saliba. Gabriel will stay, Saliba will go, and some maybe other players, Saka as well, start thinking, why am I staying, giving my best years when the people I'm playing for who pay me don't really give a fuck if they're not going to go out and sign the players and make us better. And look how good we are without the recognised striker. Bear that in mind. We're this good without a recognised striker, so how good would we be with a recognised striker? I'm not saying a striker in a position that can say I can score a few goals, 10, 15 goals a season. No. Arsenal need a striker who scores 25 to 30 league goals alone a season. There's only a few people in the world who can do that. We don't need to get into names. We know who they are. The thing is, I'm tired of saying the names. I just want to see the name on the back of the shirt walking out on the Emirates when we're singing North London Forever and seeing that guy, hands in the air, clapping, smiling, waving, and we're like, here the fuck we go. Let's go and win the league. Sorry for swearing. I'm Ty Knight here for TK 24 Sports.